Greetings of peace. Welcome to this month's video introduction to the monthly teleclass for members of the RU online program. This month I'll be speaking about self-awareness. This is one of the most important parts of the RU process. As I've said in previous videos, all healing begins with the intention to be ridiculously and unbelievably happy about the lives we're living. Now, what this does is it serves two purposes. Number one, it aligns our hearts with the life the divine is calling us to live. But secondly, it also creates contrast. If we're going to intend to be ridiculously and unbelievably happy, we have to become aware of ourselves and ask the question, am I? How am I doing in my life? How do I feel about the situations I find myself in? This switch from our awareness from outside in the world, from what's going on, to how am I doing in relationship to these events is the key to beginning the road to balance. Now that we've made an intention to live a RU life and turn on our awareness from the outside and what's going on to how are we doing in relationship to the events of our lives, we can notice those subtle losses of heart that come up in our lives. It's really important that we notice these tensions and anxieties and heavinesses in our bodies, because whenever we notice we're not at peace, that's our heart's way of telling us that we're in relationship with a situation in which we don't see any way forward to a fulfilling life. That's why we feel these emotions of upset. If I'm angry about what's going on in my life, or I have tension, I'm angry about what's happening because I feel stuck with a situation that I don't want to be in. If I'm nervous about a circumstance of my life, the reason I'm nervous is because of where I feel like my life is headed. And if I'm sad in relationship to my life, I'm sad because of the things I'm forced to say goodbye to as a result of my painful circumstances. All of these are our heart's clues of telling us that if we continue on the road we're on, we're going to have something to be mad, sad, or afraid of. So our hearts are telling us to stop. And this personal awareness, when we notice it, allows us to become aware of what our situation is and begin to help ourselves. Unfortunately, too often, we get these little clues in our bodies, this tension or this anxiety or this heaviness, and instead of stopping to discover, well, what is this about? Allowing our hearts to feel, well, what's the matter? And tracking that sensation to the emotion and actually seeing the situation in our lives we're not at peace with, we walk right through these sensational clues in our bodies and ignore the heart's warning that we're not in balance. Now, unfortunately, the only thing that happens is we continue to feel the same way about that situation, and that chronic stress builds up in our bodies. If this is an area of our lives that we're going to continue to be in relationship with, if we don't stop and resolve, we continue to push through these signals, eventually they're going to manifest in our lives or relationships as breakdown. I often say that we want to turn and care for ourselves earlier and more often as opposed to later and at gunpoint. When we ignore these signs that we're not at peace, the only thing that happens is the difficulty in our situations increases until it finally gets our attention. As they say, what you resist persists and grows stronger. So in this month's teleclass, I'm going to be sharing with you the keys for developing this personal awareness, this self-awareness of how our bodies, hearts, and minds are speaking to us, how to answer these clues or take these signals earlier so that we're able to identify the situations that are causing us to lose heart. If you haven't had a chance to join the monthly teleclass, you can go to www.liveru.com. There you'll have a chance to check out the free video tutorial that gives a complete overview of the online program, and also you can sign up to join us for this class. Hope to talk to you this month. Blessings.